Okay, we'll try this again. Thank you, Ali. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I've just been and fed and watered the cat. Thank you for waiting. I'm Laz, the usual person who's sat here in front of you. I don't think I've ever done it when somebody else has been sat in front of you, to be quite honest. It's always been me. Always been me. I have had a couple of times where people have been with me, but I've always been here with them. So how is everybody doing? How's your weekend been? I hope it's doing well. For some reason, that letterbox is just clicking all the time. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm gonna guess it's that one and turn that volume down. Excellent. Sweating buckets. Yeah, it's been like that pretty much everywhere across the British Isles. It's not been too bad today. I've got to say I've been alright today, but if you're sweating buckets, it means it's coming over to me very soon. That means I'm going to be sweating buckets again for another couple of days. Wonderful. So yeah, you just about been surviving the heat the same as us. It has not been fun for anyone over in the UK recently. In case you're wondering what on earth we're talking about, we're talking about the fact that it's been stupidly bloody hot. I'm sat at my chair, Cat. No, I'm sat at my chair. You've got an entire three-seater sofa there for you to lounge across. Take advantage of it. We did yesterday. We didn't always get a good breeze, which was irritating. But we did yesterday, which was nice. Very nice breeze. Oh, we got it worse than you, right? Okay. Right, in that case, if you're swallowing now, yeah, we was really bad the other day. A change top chat to live chat. That's how I end up missing messages. Forgot about that one. Sorry for the other person who sat here watching and sat here watching and I might have missed your messages because I forgot to change it over. I'm an idiot like that. And hello to all the people over in live chat where I'm going to change it over now so it does the same before we actually get started. I know, Kitty, but there's not much I can do. Right, you've got food, you've got water, and I'm not coming over to the settee for you to sit on me and boil me alive. Sorry. No, you can whinge all you want, Kitty. That's the same Kitty that I'm going to be trying to paint as well. So, not tonight. That's going to be a different project. Tonight is chaplains. But I have a chaplain on a bike. I have a chaplain in a jump pack. But I also have a Terminator chaplain, a full boss chaplain, Terminator librarian, a full boss librarian, and a standard librarian. So I've got lots and lots and lots of characters that I can be working on. Good evening, Cat, and good evening, Buzz. How are you both doing? I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope it's not been too warm for you, and I hope you've survived. Right, how do we usually start a model? I've forgotten. We get a piece of cardboard to use as dry brush thingy. We want a dry brush, a nice big fluffy one. And we want the ivory to dry brush the damn thing. Hello, Harriet. Welcome back. Welcome back. Nice to see you in again. We've been struggling with the UK heatwave. We have. It's not too bad for me at the moment in the northwest of England, but there are other parts that are suffering a lot more. So, oh, that's not supposed to happen. The tip came out with that. See, that's not supposed to happen. That is really not supposed to happen. Oh, good to hear it. Good to hear it, Harriet. Now, I've got to try and fix this so the top comes out. There we go. We got there eventually. See, that's supposed to happen. It's not supposed to come out in the lid. Which means there's a possibility now that that's got to be clogged. That's not good. I'm doing well. I'm doing okay for me, which means not good for everybody else, but I'm okay for me. That's what that means. Spot of ivory into the wet, not the wet palette, into the dry palette. I don't have a wet palette at the moment. It's all packed away over there. I've got a lot of stuff that's packed away over there. I'm not quite sure why that's just minimized itself though. That was odd. That was really odd. Don't know what's going on there. Okay. Right, dry brush. Slightly dampened dry brush. Because you actually don't want a dry brush, even though it sounds like you do. You don't want a dry brush. You do want a wet dry brush, but you also don't want one that's got soap in it like I've still got there. Is this one still got soap in it? Oh crap, they've both still got soap in them. I'm going to have to run off and do a very, very quick rinse of my two dry brushes because they're still soaping. I thought I washed it all out. Apparently I didn't, because I'm a silly sausage like that. There we go. There wasn't much in it. So I'll dry it all off now. There we go. We've got new paint brushes with no soap in it this time. That does help. That does help. Yes, thank you, Ali. Anyone who is watching, there are two streams running at this moment in time. One in horizontal, one in portrait. Depending what is your preferred method of watching. Either from phone or PC or wherever it's from. So we get the wrong dry brush first, apparently. And we rub most of the paint off it. And then with, you see, it's done the weird thing. It's going to go cloudy and all wrong. And this is why I do the back of my hand instead of a cardboard. And I've just remembered. So I do the back of my hand first to wipe the paint off, not cardboard. Because if your brush is too wet, it doesn't work. If your brush is too dry, it doesn't work. And you can end up with a very, very chalky texture on it if you mess it up, which we want to try and avoid if we can. Not too bad if it starts looking like stone, because they are the stone bears now, instead of the stone dragons, because I have bear models, but no dragon models. So the army name has changed a little bit. Just a little bit. But we're still there. There we go. That's better. Now we start bringing out those higher edges. So that when I paint it, I can actually see the bits that I'm supposed to be painting. I know it sounds daft, doesn't it? I've just gone through all that. I've painted it all black and then I'm dry brushing all this colour. Also, I can actually put colour on it. And it's only a light dry brush to get the raised areas. So then you can see it just brings out those little bits. So you can see them easier for when you want to actually paint the damn things. So there you go. See, that looks all flat and matte black because you can't see much of it. Whereas this one, you can actually see rib cages, and all I've done is dry brush ivory to get that. That's all I have done. Makes it so much easier. And there will be some sections that I do actually have to paint ivory, such as skulls and bones and things. But I should be okay through most of it. because the majority of the model is actually going to be black. So as long as I don't dry brush it too hard on the black areas that I want to keep black, I've pretty much done that already. Which is really good. Yes, so the dry brushing is so I can bring out the detail easier for me to see. So let's just choose this area here. You can see there is a little black thing on there, but if I just go over it with the dry brush, it catches the areas and it lets you see that it's actually two pieces of like fabricy or parchment. Yes, I'm aware there is a cat meow wowing behind me because she's a very needy cat now that she's 18. Very needy cat now she's 18. You see all that now is able to see skulls and wings and things. Ridges on his gun, parts of his armour such as like the roping and things that you can't see very easily if it's just matte black and just one flat colour. Is she missing Sparkles and Co? Probably, yeah. Sparkles is normally on the sofa behind me while I'm painting, and the cat's usually sat on Sparkles. So yeah, she is missing Sparkles a little bit. She always does. The cat does not hide who's her favourite. She makes it blatantly clear Sparkles is her favourite, and I'm only second best when she has to. There's some areas that I do want to be a little bit lighter than the rest, such as the book. The book I would rather just tint with a wash rather than have to paint it. It just seems to look better if I do it that way for some reason. I don't know why. It did on the other chaplain on the bike anyway. I did that. No, she can't get upstairs anymore, Ali. She can't get upstairs anymore. Her back legs are that bad. So she's only downstairs now. But with Sparkles being upstairs right at this moment in time, there's not much the kitty cat can do. Right, so we have two chaplains. Dry brush, primed and dry brushed. So I might as well do the two. Oh no, I need to do a tiny bit of black first, don't I, on the sword for the Footboss Library. Tiny bit of black. Tiny bit of black. Just need to do the tip of his sword because I was holding it by that bit there when I was base coating it. Cam still has my dry brush at the moment, so not my dry brush, my airbrush at the moment. So I did it via brush and forgot you've got to paint the bit that you've been holding. So just to make sure I've got that bit. Let's double check anyone else or anywhere else on the librarians because there was an afterthought this afternoon. I did the chaplains first and then thought, oh, well, I've got 3 librarians in this box, I might as well do them. Basically a Terminator, a Phobos and a normal. So I thought I might as well get them ready while I'm at it. So I'll let them dry. Wash that brush. That takes a lot of washing. Good morning or afternoon. You twisted. Good morning, evening, good day. Hello. I hope you're all well today. I hope you're able to move hope everyone's well today, but as very few of you have actually told me that you've got something going on, I know that Twisted might be finding it a little bit difficult. So fingers crossed that is okay. Yeah. Bit of help from all of us might work out. Okay, so now we need gold. Now we need gold. And we've got a lot of gold to do on these, and I can't even remember what my last, because I've put all my stuff away now. I don't know what I can't remember what outfit looks like. Have I put anything in finished? He should be in finished models somewhere. If I can get past all Howe's and Twisted's and Graham's and everybody else's stuff, I can go look for something that I've occasionally posted. No, that's not the chaplain. I do not wish to have to go through the videos, and I know the video is still not up from me doing the tables the other week, and that's because I could only film half of them, which is all the Space Marine half. It's pretty bad when a Space Marine takes up a 6x2 table. It's when you might have one or two Space Marines too many. Just one or two. I can't find the original Ghost game for my chaplain, and he's put away. No, I got him. When did I get him? I got him not last Christmas, the Christmas before. So it means it should be going further back into 2025. Way before I got the Angry Ron proxy. I think, I hope. Yeah, before I finished the Lavarus proxy. There he is. Right. I found him. Okay, so the bits of trim that are gold on the bike guy is a bit down his head, his Iron Halo, the tip of his Crozius, and then his trim. Most of his trim is actually gold on him. Very little trim on his bike's gold. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I can do that. I hope. I hope I can. I'm going to try it anyway. So we want gold, we want ivory. What else do we want? So the rib cages are ivory. Helmet's obviously ivory. Pages are ivory. I don't know why I'm doing that for pages. But the pages of the book are ivory. So skull, chest, or rib cage for chest, any skulls, and then a lot of the trim is gold. Pardon me. We had hot dogs tonight, in case you were wondering. Like you said, you were going to have burgers on Monday. Didn't have burgers, I had hot dogs. And that's the same thing, meat and bread. But yeah, that's the difference between what I had compared to usual. Let's get some gold out. A bit more than that, even though I'm probably not going to use it all, just to try and keep it in some kind of moist, wet, usable condition. Rattle those paint brushes. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then let's have a look at the bits that we need to paint ivory. Wrong brush, because that's just had metallics on it. We don't want to mix metallic brushes and non-metallic brushes. So let's go in with the ivory. Ooh. Louis! You are alive. Are you feeling well, I hope? I hope you're feeling better. Yes, thank goodness Louis made it. Louis not been well as well. Again, thoughts and prayers out to Louis as well, if you are so inclined. Well, I'm not going to make anyone do anything. If you are religiously inclined and you wish to put thoughts and prayers out for people that are not well, I will not stop you. In fact, I will encourage it because it's a nice thing. But if you are not one of those people who are not very religious and say, and I don't pray and I don't do that, but I wish you best of luck, then fine, do that as well. You're feeling much better. Long recovery, but yeah, at least you're out. At least you're out. That is the main thing. You're on the road to recovery. That's what we want. That's what we want. I'm particularly peeved off with my hospitals. I was supposed to have an appointment today. I phoned up to double check the time of it, and they decided to tell me, "Oh no, that's been cancelled. That's been cancelled, Mister Lass." And we've rebooked it. So, someone like to tell me when you've rebooked it for, please. So we'll send you a letter out. So that's no bloody help at all. It's probably a medication review as well. I'm supposed to get one of these every year. And I especially want this one because I want to tell them to reduce my medication. So to start coming off it, if it's at all possible. You've put a whip up in Discord and you're making more progress on David. Now, is David the thing that I don't like? David is the thing that I don't like. I don't like David. David's evil. In case anyone's wondering why I think David's evil, I don't like gnomes. I do not like gnomes at all. I think they are dodgy, evil little things. And Twisted is painting a gnome. So I'm rooting for the spider. David's evil. David's an evil, evil, evil little creature. And I know these people go, but it's our gnomes are lovely. Yeah, why has he got a fishing rod with no pond? What's he digging up? Why has he got all them tools on concrete? Doesn't make sense. They're up to something. Oh no, we've not finished yet. So skulls. Oh no, them skulls are supposed to be gold. I remembered that bit. As is that one. No, not mischievous. Mischievous, I could cope with. They're just gnomes are downright evil. They're just evil little creatures. I've heard the story about the ones that used to come in, make all the shoes, and then nick off with the stuff in the middle of the night. I remember those stories. Some people may have forgotten. I have not. Some people may think I'm weird. You're right. But this isn't the reason I'm weird. There are other reasons that I'm weird. This isn't one of you're all going, yeah, of course, lass. Whatever you say, lass. It is. It's not. This isn't one of the reasons I'm weird. But I am weird. I'm not gonna. I can't deny that. Otherwise, Sparkle's may end up chirping up in the chat and going, "Yeah, you bloody well are." Oh, excellent. So they came down. Obviously, if you're in medical facilities, it is difficult to get a game in. At least your friends came and give you a game. That's nice of them. I've just got a feeling Sparkles will just bring a load of models that are unpainted and a load of paints and a load of brushes and go, there you go, that can keep you happy. Fair enough. That's what Sparkles will do. Most of my friends, sadly, have families and stuff to keeps them very truly, well and truly occupied. So I don't think that would be nice. It would be happening either. But that is really nice for them to do that, Lily. You've got yourself a nice little group of friends there by the sounds of it. Keep hold of them, mate. Keep hold of them. Good friends is hard to find. I managed to keep all of mine. Just about, I think. I've got Ramrod from me oldest two friends. So making new friends as well as it gets harder as you get older. But I do have new friends. Buzzard's been over. Buzzard's been to come and see me. I've been over to see Graham and Captain as well. So you do make friends as you get older. It just gets a lot more fucking difficult. Because you don't meet people as often. And everyone becomes a wanker. Because you're sick to death of dealing with all the shit. Wait until your next project. A leprechaun. See, I don't mind leprechauns, and they're naturally evil, and I know that, and everybody else understands that, but so I don't mind leprechauns, because I know the little shit's going to try and do me over. Gnomes are going to do it snidely, because they're going to pretend to help me. And then they're going to nip my shoes. I would make a good fisherman with all these tall tales. No, you've got to remember. Somebody else has to remember the story about the shoemaker who couldn't do it, and gnomes used to come in at night and make all the shoes for him. Somebody else has to remember that story. I can't be the only one. Everything. Oh, can you please give me a shout out in your next video? I can give you a shout out right now, Everett. How you doing? You okay? I'm assuming that's supposed to be everything. Thing. Fours are usually A's, but you're coming right after the I, so I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation. I can't guarantee the next video because I won't even remember half the stuff I've done on this video. I don't even know what I'm going to do in the morning when I'm doing the next video. So I'll give you a shout out on this one. So how are you doing, Everett? I hope you're all right. Hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a good day. So it's everything487 in case anyone's wondering specifically. Yeah, I am stuck with you, I can't essentially. Yeah, you and Ramrod. I'm stuck with. In the same way though that you are also stuck with me. Just this random guy who knocks on your door louder than anyone else and in random ways, sets the dog off. For some reason your dog just won't settle near me. The other ones were fine, just the ones you've got now. Don't know why, she doesn't like me. No worries, Effie, no worries. Are you a player as well? Do you collect the are you a plastic addict like some of us also in here? In fairness, however, there's not that much difference between portrait and um, horizontal. In some cases, you actually get a better view from the phone one than you do on the others. Because you get to see more of my desk on the other one, but this one focuses more. The portrait focuses more on the actual model where I'm holding it. If I remember where to hold it properly, like now I'm actually remembering where to hold it properly. So I'm not too bad. It's when I drop off down here where you can still see it on horizontal, but you can't see it on. Yeah, that's about the only difference is where I'm holding the model, and as long as I remember to hold it in the right place, there isn't that much difference. So feel free to chat away in either. If you're in portrait and you wish to chat away in portrait, or if you're in horizontal and you wish to chat away in there. The little green box makes it more difficult for portrait to chat across. but I believe the green box is available for horizontal, so you can see everyone else who's chatting away in portrait. I think. I don't know. I may have got all that wrong. Right, now have we got all the little fabricy bits, all the stupid little rosaries, and no, we've got a load down his side there. An absolute crap ton down here. Why would you have that many pieces of paper strapped to your shoulder pad? Really, look at that. That's just stupid. And he's got some down here as well. Oh, fucker. Just get yourself a smartphone. Stick in your body out pockets, dude. You've got armour. You have armour of pockets. See, there's an upgrade on our for a space marine, isn't it? Putting pockets on his armour. That way you don't have to carry around these pieces of paper attached to it. You can put them on his pocket. Right. So there we go. We've got the back of his head done. All his little pieces of paper. What are these purity seals? That's it. Hello, Liam. And good night, Liam. Thank you for calling in. It was a quick hi bye, wasn't it? Well, thank you. Thank you. I'd rather somebody come in and say a hi bye than not come in at all. At least he thought of me. And it is much appreciated. So that is the ivory bit done. Back to the metallic brush. Now I want all the metal bits. Yay. Not the metal bits, all the goldy bits. So let's just move you out of the way because we've got a better idea of what we're doing on the biker that we've already done once. Which in his case is shoulder trim, and the brush has split. The brush has split. Hey up, Graham. And you have a good night as well, Ali. Thank you for calling in. And I will speak to you either before Thursday or Thursday, one of the two. Graham. I've been having a bit of a debate with Sparkles today regarding how many hectares I want. I was this far away from clicking on the full batch. I was this far away from clicking on them all. But then I couldn't remember how much was in the PayPal, so I had to stop until I checked PayPal. If there's enough in PayPal, though, I will be clicking them all. And please listen for a thud, 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 thud coming down the stairs, because that means Sparkles just heard me. And she's either going to come down and say no if you hear thud, 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 thud. And if I don't hear thud, 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 I'm taking that as I can do it. She watches. She does. You may not notice her, but she's there. She's watching. More to make sure I don't do anything daft than anything else. It always scares me the fact that I've given her the ability to just stop my streams from her phone. So if I do start getting a bit too and then she can go pop and say, yeah, you're not doing that anymore. Okay. Also, Graham, I have sent a message to Mr. Muspitz regarding October. So I don't know how much of a call you're going to get for it. If not, maybe it's a because. But I can send you the address through for. I'll just send you a picture of the invitation. It'll make it easier. And this is why I hate the fine detail section. Because it is so small. Joe! How you doing, mate? Long time no see. You hope you're alright? Pardon me. I'm just doing a bit of chaplain work. Thank you very much, Liam. Thank you. It does. This is the second one, so I have had a bit of pre-practice. I'm not going to say it's the first time I've ever painted this model. This is my second one. But it will be my first jump chaplain, so here's hoping nothing messes up on that. So far, not too bad. It's going to take a couple of weeks. A couple of washes, sorry. I said week because I looked up in Joe's. I saw the word weeks in Joe's thing. It's over there. Using so it's two people. You and Louis has not been well this over. So you're still in recovery, which good. I hope you do get better for that. I hope you do get better quickly. You and Louis, who've both been taken out of action for a week or two. You're both on the recovery train and hopefully fresh and ready to go once you've finished. Oh, nice and ready and raving. Back to the game design. Back to the rule checking and debunking and errataing. And all the fun stuff that comes with being a game designer. Now, this need gets done in all gold because it's got lots of fancy stuff on it. And it's in an awkward position. So rather than trying to do awkward paint jobs on awkward things in awkward positions, we just do nice simple paint jobs by painting it all gold. Works. It does. It works like that. And then we want the skull on here. So I put a little bit of extra gold on here just to make sure it stayed usable while I was doing other things. Trying not to spill over on these is very bloody difficult. Just trying to get all these, each individual bloody spike without getting the black underneath it or at the side of it is not very easy. Although I believe I've actually done a better job than usual there. Much better job than usual on that one. Right up until the point where I'll come and try and clean it up and that's going to make a mess. There we go. Very. Don't be jealous of me right now. I'll swap you. My brush control is not amazing, Liam. Thank you very much for thinking so. Um, I'm just in a. I'm having a good night tonight, but my brush control isn't usually this good. Which is why I like the slap chop method. Slap chop method is excellent for people who don't have a very good uh, finish. Finish models. Center of his chest, center of his head, and his iron halo, and the other shoulder trim. Center of his head, center of his chest, and iron halo. Right. Holy crap. See, that's why I was gutted about my um, review today, because I'm on medication that you're not supposed to be on for long term as well. And I've been on it long term. So I was really looking forward to my review today. So I could go speak to them and go, lower my medication so I ain't going to pop it. And they've cancelled on me. Fuckers. But yeah, get that looked at very quickly there, Joe. Get that sorted rather smoothly and efficiently if you can. Crozius. 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 Scallybop. Crozius Scallybop. And what's he going to smack you with? A big gold skeleton with wings. That's what he's going to smack you with. He's going to smack you with a gold skeleton with wings. He's going to smack you with a gold skeleton with wings. He's going to smash it in your head and take out your veins. Smash it with a skeleton with wings. Please don't ask where these songs come from. I don't know. They come into my head. They come out. Well, sometimes they don't even come out into my head. Sometimes they just come into my mouth and just say them, and they're like, "Oh, did I just say that? I did, didn't I? Oh shit! I probably shouldn't have." All right. Now we go over it just to even it all out. Oh, excellent. Send me the message. I'll send it through. I have lined up at least one person with a potential of a second. Calm, you're the potential second, just to let you know, to help me play through this. The first one, I've got Ramrod's already agreed to help me. I just need to get a nice board now. Make myself some asteroid belts and gas clouds and other, what would you call it? Spatial phenomena? Yeah, so I need to make some space phenomena. 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 Iron Halo. Iron. I don't know why it's called an Iron Halo when it's usually gold. Should it be called a Golden Halo? She's not going to stop me making more. I can already, as I said, asteroid fields are easy. I just go pick them up out of the garden. See that big rock there? See that big rock there? It's an asteroid, that is. Don't go in it. Get hurt. Easy. And then when you've got Mini Laz who just seems to like getting me rocks. For instance, nice amethyst there. Works. You made way too much. But with it being so simple, it's hard not to just do too much. And as I said, with Mini Laz, seems to think I like collecting rocks. I made the mistake one day of picking up a rock for a texture rock, and from now on, he just thinks I like collecting rocks. So he collects rocks for me. Don't ask. I'm not sure myself. It's just what seems to happen. Right. I need that book to be a bit lighter, please. I need that book to be a lot lighter. You have a big sack of... You're smarter than that, Graham. Oh, no, I've got an idea for dust clouds. I've got an idea for dust clouds. I'll show you my idea for dust clouds. Where have they gone? Because I pulled these out. Pulled these out to make dust clouds. Right, what I want to do for dust clouds, in case anyone's wondering, Joe's just derailed the stream. Right, see, like basic makeup thingies, yeah? My idea was I was basically going to kind of pull them, try and pull them apart like cotton wool, if I could. And then kind of glue them together in nice little, and then make little dust clouds. But obviously that means you've got to then give them some kind of colour. So in this case, I'm just going to rub that through there. Oh, it might be easier just to grab that. Put the big red bit in the middle. And then go smudgy, 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 rippy, rippy, rippy. And then, yeah, we have multiple forms of how to make dust clouds. I think cotton wool would be better, so that's why I'm just trying it with these to start with, because these are flat things. But yeah, my idea is to use cotton wool and space it out and colour it. Joey! What is up, homie? What is up, dude? Nice to see you in. Thank you for calling up. How's you doing? How's your travel plans going? Have you decided where you're staying in France yet? Have you got over the fact that you didn't win the World Cup when it was at your country? I hope so. I need a wash paint. But I need a speed paint. I'm going to go for a blue book on this one. Smoking, talking, and joking. 1 out of 3 for me is not too bad. France is over. The team isn't playing in France. Oh, shit. How drastically does that change our plans? Apart from drastically. So I want this book to be blue. And the Armageddon instructions are getting crumpled, which is fine. I've built all of them. I've built them all now, so I don't need the instructions anymore. Right, so we get a nice blue book. The other one had, I think it was Coelia Green Shade I did with the book for the other one. So this one's going to get a blue one. And then the one with a backpack can have a red one. Oh, I'm off camera again. You have to tell me these people. I'm still getting used to the two cameras. So if I drop off the portrait mode and you're in portrait, please tell me. I don't take offense. No worries, Joey, no worries. It's more just so I can check numbers and stuff. Obviously, they're going to ask. They always bloody do. How many people are coming for the reception? How many people are going to come in for the ceremony? How many people are going to be coming for this? Now, I know Graham's going to be there all day. Just run a load of something. You could do that. You could. Thank you, Liam. What is it you collect, by the way, Liam? Just out of curiosity. Are you a 40k player? Are you a D&D player? Bring a bunch of Twinkies. We can buy Twinkies over here. We can buy Twinkies. We just don't. We look at it and go, that's not food. And then put it away. Anything that can survive a nuclear holocaust is not food. Let's get the red book done and then we can come back onto this fella. So we want the red book done on this one. Now, I am using speed paints for this, just so I don't have to try and pick out details across the front of the cover. Oh, that's a different matter entirely. You're going to have to get the Twinkies recipe to do that. Unless you're just going to take out all the cream and redo all the cream. So we have a red book chaplain, a blue book chaplain, and the other bike chaplain has got a Coelia Green Shade book. So all three of them have different books. So at least that way I can tell them apart on the battlefield if I'm using all of them at once. Black Ultramarines. No, I don't do Black Ultramarines. Mine are my own custom chapter. Lucky. You know this. You know this is my custom chapter of the Stone Bears. Why do you keep calling them Black Ultramarines? They're a salamander successor. Now I need the two blues for the shoulder pads, which are Vallejo flat blue and... Oh no, that's the fluorescent blue. I don't want the fluorescent blue. I don't want fluorescent blue. Where's the other blue though? I kept this box out for this bloody reason. Where is it? Or is that the light one? Is the flat blue the light one? I can never remember which is the light one. No. Talk to you later, Joe. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's an internet connection from your end, I'm going to have to say on that one, because mine seems to be working fine. I've not even got any warnings on mine for a change. Salamanders are not green ultramarines. Imperial fists are just yellow ultramarines. At least salamanders do something a bit different, like try and burn things to death, rather than just pew 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 like ultramarines in town. Bravery being out of range. Although they do get a blue shoulder pad, you are right with that colour. Black armour, blue shoulder pads. Which is what annoys a lot of people about my librarians, because they're the same. Black armour, blue shoulder pads. Well, all Space Marines are ultramarine shaped. All of the Space Marines. Oh, ultramarines are Space Marine shaped anyway. But I am a successor of the greatest Primarch that has ever been known to grace the galaxy of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The Perpetual himself, Logan. The big, squeezy, cuddly murder giant. Although he makes super funky things. No worries, Cam. No worries. He makes super funky things like a teleporter that's shaped like a hammer, but you gotta remember, it's still a hammer. And it works like a hammer. If it looks like a hammer, swings like a hammer, and hits like a hammer, it's definitely Volta's teleporter. Alright, you there, little laddie. You, my wee friend, have to have a blue shoulder pad too. But you need gold trim. I've need done your gold trim. So I was gonna come back and do the gold trim, aren't I? I have got a lot of gold trim to do. Too fucking much, have you asked me? Way too bloody much gold trim for going on this thing. But we have to get it done. We do. Yeah. Kurz didn't like it so much. He disabled the teleporting part, but forgot about the fact that we still fucking have. I know, let's lock this guy up that I can't do anything to, really. I'll stop him being able to use his hammer as a teleporter, because then he can't teleport away. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, he gets his hands on his teleporter and then reminds you it's still a hammer just before he swings it into your face. It's very nice. As I said, the big cuddly death machine, which is Vulcan. He's brilliant. Just for having that. He's the big cuddly lovable death machine. That was squeeze you to your pop. Alright, I know I've missed loads of bits going through this now. So I'm going to have to get the gold out again. Because I've not done any gold on the jump pack chaplain, and I think I've missed some areas on. Yeah, so I've missed the chains and a couple of other areas on the bank chaplain as well. So I've missed a couple of them, and then I'm going to have to go back in and jump pack chaplain needs all his gold bits. Who need to paint his bits golden. really tempted while I am actually on here to order those models that Graham's got up. I'm really tempted. Now, I know my discount code does not work on any MS Paints related models. So if you're going to buy from Petrichor or from Hector, LAS10 does not work. Thank you very much, Liam. Are you sure it's your first time? I thought I saw you before. I may be wrong. I probably am. As I said, I usually forget what I've had for breakfast in the morning, never mind what I'm doing right in this very second. But are you into the hobby, Liam? As I asked earlier. I've never tried my own discount code at sex shops. I don't tend to frequent those places. They're far more frequent when you're in America, like every other block and so. Strip joint, sex shop, whorehouse. That's how they advertise Cleveland, Ohio, by the way. All your sexing and whoring needs. All in one easy to handle state. Yeah. Everything else on the website, apart from the MS Paint section, you can get 10% off with the code LAS10. I don't actually know what happens if anyone but me uses that code. Just to let you all know, I'm the only one who's ever used that code as far as I know. So I have no idea what happens if you lot use it. If anyone wants to go buy something just to run the test, I won't stop you. But yeah, I've got no idea what actually happens if somebody else uses that code. So what is it you paint then, Liam? What is it you paint? Do you is it these type of minis, or are you even smaller scale? Are you true scale? Are you a scale model? Oh, are you a train one? Are you one of the ones that does trains? We've not had Lee in tonight, so we've not had any scale modelers come up because Lee's not here. Orcs and some Space Marines. So that means you've loved this new Armageddon box that's just come out like I did because it's got both in it. I too have both because obviously you don't get all these in the Armageddon box set. In fact, you've not been able to get him in a box set for ages. I think he was in the last box set. He was a Terminator one. And yeah, you've got the one from this box set with the really funky base. That's just, yeah, I have multiple librarians as well as multiple chaplains. I don't have two jump pack chaplains though. I don't have two jump pack chaplains. I do have three normal ones, but I only have one jump pack. And two bikes. You don't get any librarians on bikes, so I don't have any of them. I've got a proxy captain on a bike when they actually bring that bloody thing out. I shouldn't be using this brush. This brush is too big and splits. Pardon me. Every other building is some sort of sex working thing in Arkansas. Yeah, but that's in Arkansas. They're all family businesses around there, aren't they? And yes, I did read I did read that comment, Joey. That's why I knew there was all family businesses. Ding 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 ding. No worries, mate. Thank you very much, Joe. I wasn't done this goal for this fella. I don't even know if I've got him on camera. See, sorry, people over on portrait mode. I slipped over a bit too far to my right. I'm supposed to be over here on the left, so you lot can all see as well. See, It's not very good if I don't do it that way, does it? It doesn't work. Watching a desk that's not doing anything. It's not fun. See, with me being also a viewer of live streamers as well, I'm aware of some of the things that can be frustrating from your perspective and things I need to keep an eye on from my end. Stop those things from being frustrating. I will try and do my best to keep everything in camera shot. I can't sort the focus out though, because every time I try and sort the focus out, it cuts the camera out. And then I spend the next 20 minutes fucking around with that. Not fun. It's not fun. Leo. You Dark Angels. So yeah, if you're going for a bit of heresy, you might as well go for if you're just going for a little bit of heresy, you go for Dark Angels. If you're going full blown heresy, you pick a Chaos unit. In this case, I'm not going at all heretical. For the Emperor and in the name of mankind, we shall purge, we shall burn, and we shall cleanse with my salamander successor. Even though none of it's green. None of it's green. I don't paint any Space Marines green because I have a lot of corks to paint green. And I try not to clash too much in overlapping colours. So the Space Marines are black and blue. My orcs are green and yellow. And then funnily enough, as you say that, Liam, my Chaos faction is World Eaters, so they're red and gold. Or red and brass. Except for Angron, he's got bronze. Angron's bronze. But I've not finished painting him yet. I've done the first few stages. So I've done the base colours. And I've done the washes. I've started doing some of the technical stuff on his armour. I'll bring it up in a minute. Let you have a look at how far I've got. In fact, I'm just going to fully gold that off. Finish off a little bit more gold. And then I'll bring up Hangout with how far I've got. Now, none of his armour's glued on, so if anything falls off, don't worry. So I've not completely finished with his. At the moment, Leo, this is my custom chapter. When I started collecting, they encouraged you to make your own chapters and your own paint schemes, your own colour schemes. So I did. And let's go through a quick lore of my chapter. My chapter of the Space Bears. They are a successor of the Salamanders. But unlike most successors that have been around for over the last 10,000 years, since after the heresy, these are actually survivors from Istavan who managed to, only about 12 of them on a small ship, escape, go for a warp jump, and we all know how the warp likes to do time fuckery. So they got lost in the warp and just happened to pop out right in front of Bobby G's nice new crusade. The Indomitus Crusade. They come out of the warp, beacon gets picked up, and they get picked up as Grey Shields. As they all get put through the Rubicon Primaris. Bobby G knows who they are. He was around them, and they were around at the time he was around. So he decides, you, Mr. Sergeant, who's managed to live all these thousands of years in the warp and not get tainted, you are now chapter master of your own chapter. So they sent him back to Nocturne. Is it Nocturne? Yeah, Nocturne. Salamanders regain Gene Seed, rebuild their arsenal, become a fleet-based chapter, and now are on the dark side, so Imperium Nihilus, trying to bring the light of the Emperor to the darkness where it doesn't reach. But yeah, Salamander's successor. Very old Salamander successors. Which is why they still have some of the oldest pattern armaments. But they can't use them because they're too big now. So some of the smaller patterned tactical dreadnought armor has been mothballed. Some of the Mark 4, 5, 6, 7 armor has also been mothballed. A lot of Artificia armor has been mothballed. And everyone runs around in some kind of Mark 10 now. But they are free from the warp. They have found out that their Primarch is missing. The last time they saw him, he was behind them. Telling everyone, run away! So they found out Vulcan's missing. But Tushant is actually actively searching, as Vulcan has them. So they're actively searching. So they don't need to search for the Salamanders. For Vulcan. Although they do appear, these do appear on Armageddon. They do send a battle badge. Which is why I've got an Armageddon banner. To have certain stuff, you have to be certain places. So therefore, they've fought at least in this current War of Armageddon. The only thing is, I'm a few hundred Marines short of having my chapter. So I need to buy more. Now, I'm quite happy doing it with easy build stuff, so don't worry. Why most of my army is made out of box sets and starter sets. Because if you're after 1,000 Marines, you can't be picky about whether or not it's an easy build or not, really. A Marine's a Marine, and it represents what it represents. So I'm about halfway through with about 4, 5 companies. Oh no, I'm not, because I've lost all my tacticals, haven't I? So I've probably only got about 4 companies left now. Because I've retired all my tactical Marines. My Devastator squads. For now. Devastators may be getting made into another Desolation squad. Well, I have 2 Desolation squads already, so I don't know. I'm not sure. So you're having 2 Desolation squads and your limits of 3, unless of course you're using a different detachment, and then I might be able to get up to 6. But I'll only have 4 if I turn Devastators into Desolation. But that means I'll lose my Devastator squads, so Arboreum Cherubs. And is it Signum rerolls that they get? I think Devastator squad gets Signum rerolls. I would lose all that just to have the indirect fire. But knowing that they're eventually getting rid of all the firstborn Marines, it makes sense to replace them with the ones that'll be coming along later. I still have all the weapons on them, such as on the tactical squad, such as 2 with las cannons, 2 with heavy bolters, 2 with plasma cannons. So there's plenty of special weapons and heavy weapons to be going around should they need them later on. Which would be fun. I would like that if I get a chance to reuse those. I would like a chance to reuse those. Las cannons hitting that like strength 12s now. Good strength. Alright. Almost done with all the gold. I think. I think. Oh, that'll be my phone again. Beep, beep, beep. I've changed it off. I did have arc on there at one point, and that just got really annoying going off. Because I did make it play the full tune, so you got quite annoying going off as a message tone. So I've had to change it back. Because I ended up putting it on silent instead, and I ended up missing a load of messages and a load of calls. Not just normal ones, but things off Discord as well. So I've had to change it back. Right. So we have got some cleanup to do there. You can see there's a little spot on his shoulder. But we've done most of his goldiness now. Oh no, we haven't. I've just seen it. Well, we have, but the paint's dried on the dry palette. So just to, how long have I been going? About 1 hour 20. I'll be going longer than this. Yeah, I'm a nicotine addict. What can I say? So we went from a nice flat black model like this. See, nice flat black model. And now we've got one chapel on a bike, which does need a lot of washing. And I need to do a lot of the silver work, as well as little bits of red. That's fine. We've not finished yet. I'm just saying where we're up to. And then we've got the jump pack chaplain. The conjugator wants your attention. Hello, Leo. But what a conjugator wants my attention. He doesn't want my attention. The conjugator can go fuck itself. Because he gets all conjugated and congregated and congealed. So, no. I'm not listening to the conjugator. I'm not listening to the interlocutor either. Or the protagonists. Don't ask. I don't know what I'm waffling on about. I never do. Especially at this point because I've got the monkey on my back. Not literally. This is one called Nick. Nick 18. He's a little shitty, isn't he? Ooh, he's annoying. The conjugate is fucking nicotine and yeah, wants my attention. Not letting go. Not happy about it. Alright, so before I actually do disappear and go for a cigarette for 5 or so minutes. Right, as I said, the armour's not glued on. It comes off. But this is where I'm up to with Angron so far. So I've managed to hopefully sort his face out with a bit more detail and get the oxidization going. Good night, Graham. Thank you for calling in, mate. I will speak to you hopefully tomorrow. Because that means I've got a response back from them. Yeah, we'll see. I need a response back first. And then we need to check with you that everything's okay. Because you're part of the plans too. But yeah, that's what I've been doing so far on my Angron. I've been getting a lot of the detail and the depth within his muscles where I can. Oh, his shoulder pad's fallen off and then his knee pad's fallen off. As I said, I've not actually glued his armour on yet, so all his armour comes off at the moment. So I can get to everything else and paint it. I say all his armour comes off, there you go. So then I can actually get to these pieces and so let's take his armour off. There we go. So I've got a little bit of red to do around the insides. And then I've got all his detail around his face and his wires and obviously then all his... So I've got a lot of work to do on Angron. A lot to do. As I said, I keep nipping in Discord into the general chat while I'm painting them. Same as what we're doing with the little kitty cats. I'll be painting them in the Discord as well. I won't be doing them online. But I will be back very soon to carry on with these chaplains. I've got to give the ivory enough chance to actually cure, you see, so I can put a wash over it without it all mixing. No worries, Leo. No worries. It's midnight in DK. Oh yeah, yeah. You're an hour ahead of me. So yeah, it's midnight. You have a good night, mate. Thank you for calling in. If you've not already hit that subscribe button, if you slap it now, it'll let you know when I'm going live on Thursday and Monday. Usually about half nine my time. So about 10, half 10 your time. Somewhere around there. Right, I will be back soon, so I will put the Rogues Den Hobbies break screen on. Ta-da. And as per usual, I only have one piece of non-copyright music that is mine. So it is that piece of non-copyright music that will be going up because I can't get shouted at for this. What are they going to do? You can't use that voice.
Musings, always break to fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Musings, always break to fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Musings, always break to fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. stacking boys. Musings, always ready to fight and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stacking, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stacking, boys.
Okay, now I found my mic thingy. I'm back. Hello. I hope everyone enjoyed that song. I enjoy it way too much. In fact, I can say one line out of it and Minnie Laz repeats the rest of the song. That's how much I like that song. I sing it a lot. Right. Can anyone remember where I was up to? I needed red, didn't I? I needed. If I remember rightly, I need red now. Because I need to do purity seals. I need to do bolters. And then I need washes. Where's my Connie red? My Connie red. No, they're both my fist stones red. There's my Connie red. Found it. That one. See, one of the new ones as well. A Warhammer one, not a Citadel one. Unless that's. No, it's my fist stone red as well. I do have reds to hand because I've been doing. Oh no, I have an open corn red from Citadel. I'll use that one instead. Use the open one before you use the new one. Always a good idea. Always a good idea. That's providing, of course, there is some in the one you was going to use. There's no paint in it. You can't use it, can you? Right, that's close enough. If we go into the back there. Scoopy that round. Back in the paint tray. Wait, paint box. Even. Wash off all the red, because that's what needs to be done. Who do we have left? Who's not gone to bed yet? And I believe Graham and Ali have gone to bed. Sparkles is watching me in portrait mode. I know that because I could hear the Orc song from upstairs. So I know Sparkles is watching on portrait mode. We have 7 wonderful people watching on the horizontal mode, so thank you very much for all staying around. Now, where's his purity seals? There they are. Move that out of the way because it's going to be really difficult if I can't concentrate properly. Tip of that purity seal. Tip of that purity seal. Very tiny little red dots. Really tiny little red dots. I'm going to, probably for doing the other one, I'm going to have to get the magnifying glasses out. But for now, I've only got to do a gun. Three points of contact, lads. 3 points of contact. So both elbows down, wrists together. And that keeps you at a nice, stable point. That hopefully works. It's one of the few things I've learned from the internet that is actually useful. Everyone will give you their methods of painting this and doing that, and if you do this like this, it'll always turn out like that's bullshit. You've got to practice. Whereas the 3 points of contact, basically make sure your elbows are down and make sure that your hands are kind of touching to stabilize each other. And it's one of the few things that actually works as far as I'm concerned. Repaint that bit in black. Oh well. Repainting over stuff with black isn't that bad. So you've got to re-go over it with stuff like white and ivory and lighter colours. That's when it starts becoming a real pain in the posterior. But we have lots of rosaries. No, it's the bit I don't like. No, this is the bit I need glasses for. I need glasses for this bit. No, don't turn the light on. Don't need the light on. Just need Fancy light. The lights might help. Wish me luck, people. Well, that started out really bad. Let's try not using a dried brush. Not a dry brush, a dried. That one just, yeah. Tiny little bit on the tip. And then we end up with what should be two little red eyes, but the camera's not focusing, which doesn't help. Twisted, if you're still here, what are you having for tea, mate? Or what are you having for your meal? It's about that time, isn't it? Food time. Pardon me, along with everyone else looking at watching from over in the States, it's coming up to about food time, isn't it? Anyone having something particularly tasty tonight? If you've already eaten your evening meal, was it anything good? Was it anything nice? Is there anything you'd like to share with the class? Not physically, but let us know. Said I had hot dogs tonight, so I went American. I didn't just do the British, we'll just cook sausages and put them in a bun. Wish I had, because it would have been really, really nice. Wow, you're watching from Australia, Liam? Jeez. So, right, your evening meal was ages ago. Yeah. In fact, is it like midday for you near enough now? Because I'm more used to people being behind me on times rather than in front. So it really throws me off when someone says like really far in front. I can't do that for some reason. I struggle doing that conversion in my head. And obviously it depends which part of Australia you're in. Some are like 9 hours ahead, some are 12 hours ahead. And you're still hungry. That makes two of us. I wish I'd had hot dog more than just hot dogs after my tea. I should have had afters. Bit late now though. Bit late now. I'm halfway through a painting stream, so it's gonna have to wait. Not that it wouldn't be the first time I've ate on stream because I was really hungry, but that was when a pizza got handed to me. I don't think. Oh no! I actually went and made that pizza, didn't I? Because I was really hungry. We have Mini Laz and Sparkle's just come down. I'm guessing that Mini Laz needed a drink. And he doesn't like coming down on his own when I'm in the middle of a stream. For some reason, he doesn't like disturbing me. He can. He knows he can. I'm still a dad at the end of the day, and if my son needs something, I'll go get it. But he's a very thoughtful little boy. Please do not ask how I've managed to get a child like that, because I'm not sure myself. He's far better than I deserve. Painting red bits. What was that? Oh, that was a Discord notification. That's fine. I've not muted my phone now, so God knows how often this is going to have gone off. See, there goes another one. And if that's the start of a conversation, that's going to be beep, 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 and a lot. And just get the tassel done. And the inside of his shaft. You are proper inside at a shaft there. Look, if you end up with a bright red shaft like this, people go to the doctors. I'm just saying, it's not supposed to look like that. No, you're not getting a red. Oh no, you do. You need a purity seal on that, but you're not getting a red shaft. See, my hand isn't always that steady. I'm glad it was while I was doing the eyes though. That would have been horrible. Now we need some Aglax Earthshade. Alright, seeing as these two of us are hungry, then we'll stay off the food topic for now. Because that's two of us that are getting hungry. Well, two of us that are hungry. And a fair few of us that are probably about to start eating. I don't need the glasses on to do Maltas. I don't think. I hope not anyway. I try and do as much as I can, just eyeball. And then if I can't, that's when I'll put the glasses on, because I look like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys with them on. That's why they call them Bubbles glasses. Actually, no, my bubble glasses are the other ones that make my eyes really big. So now we have bolters, most of bike, and a lot of washing to do. Ooh, kiddles. Now I should have an Agrax shade very close to me. And I should also hopefully have some lead belts left. Shit. Not in that one, I haven't. I will have a lead belcher somewhere. Or just a standard steel of some description. There you go. Told you I'll have a standard steel of some description somewhere. But I also need Agrax shade. Because that is gone a bit over all the purity seal ribbons, the skulls, the ribs. Pardon me. All the gold. So yeah, a lot of it's going to be getting an Agrax shade wash. Now, I could do with my no Nile as well, just to give the blacks a go over, but I think I've put that away because I'm stupid. I'm 99.9% sure I've put that away in the other section. Ah, my nuts. I have kept some paints out with me, but not all the right ones apparently. But I did keep the Agrax out, which is one of the main washes that I use. It's what I use on Angron. It's what I'm going to use on these. Iron Warrior is a good steel paint. I usually go for lead belcher, but in this case I've just gone for natural. I've got the natural steel from Vallejo. As long as it looks like metal, is all we really need, really, isn't it? Just a little bit of a grey with a bit of a shine on it. That's what we want from generic metal. Oh. So lots of little bits for these, isn't there? Lots and lots of little bits for these. Missed an entire arm worth of trim there, that's not good. That was a whole arm's worth of trim that I've missed with gold. So before we carry on washing, let's go back and get it done. I'm just going straight from the pot on this one. I know there's somebody going to be going, oh, you can't do that, straight from the pot, raw paint. Yeah, it is. Fuck two things coats if you can do it in one. And you can do it in one if you're careful. You've just got to be careful. A lot more careful than what I'm being right now. Again, I can clean anything up around there that I need to with black. So it's not too much of a problem. Once I've gone over it, the wash, I can just straight black over it and it'll be fine. Right, now while that gold dries, let's Agrax the other dude. Unless I've missed a big gold bit on him as well. See, same bloody thing. I've missed his hand. I've missed his hands. And a bit of his belt buckle there. And a bit of down there as well. Ooh, I've missed a lot on this fucker. I've missed a lot on him. I've missed a lot on him. So what we're getting is belt buckle. And then the back of this arm over here. Very, 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 very small bits. Just put the paint pot down, then I can concentrate a bit more. It's a very, very, very small bit, small bit. It's a very, very, very small bit. Again, not being too bothered about little bits of cleanup. No, I'm just going to do his entire pauldron in this case. Just so he stands out a little bit more from the others. That entire piece is going to be done gold now. I've just decided, I made a decision right there and there that that entire piece on the back of his hand is going to be gold. Yeah, fuck two things, scopes. You can do it in one. Don't get me wrong, it takes practice to do it in one, but it can be done. Fuck the two thing goes. He only did that. Do you know why he did that? Because he wanted to sell you a paint range. And I will go on record now. I have used Army Paint or War Paint. I have used Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats. I have used Vallejo Ivory. I have used Wraithbone by Games Workshop. And the Army Painter 2 thin, sorry, the Army Painter, the Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats Ivory is the worst one I have used. Ivory is the one colour I use more than any other because it gets used on every model. War paint, fine, works fine. Vallejo, mwah, perfect. Games Workshop, not that great, but better than Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats Ivory. I've not tried any other colours, so other colours may work fine, but yeah, the Ivory can go shove it. Doesn't work. It's not good. Two guesses who I'm not going to get sponsored by in the future. Let's face it, I'm not going to get sponsored by everyone, by anyone. I am never going to get a sponsorship deal. Why? Because I will give them my fucking opinion. And if they're going to go, well, if we pay you money, can you give us a glowing report on this? And I go, no, go fuck yourself. If it's shit, it's shit. Yes, dropping bottles, definitely. Games Workshop should be using dropper bottles. They are far better than the stupid Games Workshop paint pots. They are a whole heap better than the stupid Games Workshop paint pots. Horrible. The amount of there's a reason why I have the coverings I have on my desk. That's because the amount of Agraxes and null oils and various other things that have just gone all over it because I've knocked it and it's ended up on mouse mats and sticking neoprene mats to my desk and it's not working. It didn't work. Drop bottles though and knock them over, they're fine. They don't do anything. You pick them back up and they're there still. So dropper bottles, I love. Back from the store, Joey. Excellent, good timing. I've been from a sick break as well. What did you? Was it the dispensary or was it a real store? See what I mean by just? I didn't even mean to. I don't even know how that happened then. See what I mean by having to horrible, horrible paint pots. Luckily, I had two makeup pads right next to me to clean it all up with. Ah, no, not Imperial Fish Yellow. Yeah, yellow's awful anyway at the best of times. Never mind having to clean it up when it's gone places you don't want it to. I mean, I don't like agrax. I don't like having to clean up agrax either. So, but it's better than a brighter colour like a red or a yellow. They're just real horrible colours to clean up. Well, as we talked about, I literally just spilt mine all of on my bloody desk. Look at, I think I'm quick enough to clean it up and saved some, but who knows? Who knows, eh? We'll just keep using it. I'll probably just have to pick up another one. And another one. And another one. And about another 6 bloody tubs of the stuff because I keep spilling them everywhere. Actual store. Got potato chips, dip, the pizza rolls, and what are uncrunchables? That sounds like it's gonna break a tooth. Which isn't a good thing for you because you have to pay for all your. Oh, actually, no, you've got veterans thingy. Never mind. I'm about to say you have to pay for all your medical, but you're on veterans thingy about so you don't have to pay for all your medicals. In other words, lads, shut up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, Uncrustables. Uncrustables. Frozen sandwiches. Right, okay. So kind of like an ice cream cookie, but with bread, not cookies. Sounds alright. Sounds like something I could actually eat. Unlike squirty cheese. No. Squirty cheese is an affront to the word cheese. And any cheese loving nation from Europe comes in contact with that stuff should immediately call the police and detain whoever's got it. And then if they say it's nice, that's when you're allowed to throw stones. Call them heathens and kick them off the island. Even if they were born here. Get off the island, you heathen. Cheese does not come from a can to be squirted. I mean, probably a very unpopular opinion depending where in the world you are. They are hugely popular with daycares and people who are in charge of watching more than just a couple of children because you can just drop a box down and feed a lot. Yeah, this is it's a trough for kids. It's stick the box down, help yourselves. There's the toilet afterwards. Yeah, the easy way to look after kids. Fill them with sugar, food, and let them have at it. So now I have one chaplain with the jump pack, and I need to sort out the smoke now. And then any bits that need to be silver or brown on him. should be okay. And then again, anything that should be silver or brown on him. Unless we've got anywhere we need to put a little bit more. A little wash, like his rib cage. The edge of the book, where the pages are. Got to do the pages on the book. And it sounds daft, but some things just need doing. Why am I opening up the gold? Jeez, put that away before you do some damage. You bloody hurt someone new with that stuff. More than likely going to be me, don't worry. If you want to hurt anyone with anything, it's usually me. Which is why Sparkles has little like palpitations and stuff while I bring knives out and start cutting things. And yeah, scenery building time is not Sparkles' favourite time. Yeah, when you don't have enough sleep, you accidentally feel the kids' eyes across their shape. No, my kids know not to have anything that comes from my desk. That's one thing they all do abide by very well. Is none of them touch my desk. Which I'm really glad about because there's a lot of, well, there was a lot of crap in here that could cause problems. I mean, it still is, but it's just not as much as there was. That's the only difference. There was lots, and now there's not quite as much. Welcome back, Cam. Welcome back. Have you sorted all the stuff out that you needed to sort out? Is it still gushing across the floor, or have you fixed it? That didn't sound right, did it? Have you sorted your resin tray out? That sounded really wrong. But welcome back, Cam. Oh, dear. How many times have you been tempted to give your kids Agrax for tea? Yeah, you know, just little shits here. You can have that for tea. You can eat paint instead. Where did I put my silver paint? There. Now this doesn't have a ball in it, I don't think. Which makes it really annoying. Because I don't know if it's actually shaking or if it's gone hard. Don't really give it some will it. Oh. And then get the broken needle to make sure that paint's going to come out of this bloody thing. Just make sure we have a good clean nozzle. Oh, that does look a little bit... Right, this one won't be one thick coat because this looks a bit thick. The fact that he's still holding a swirl kind of makes me think, yeah, this is going to be... This one needs a little bit of moisture. Just a little bit of moisture. And then we can... Not thin it out so it needs two thin coats, but thin it out so it's not going to be like Dulux house emulsion level of thickness. Ah, so you need a new FEP screen. Well, that gives you a chance to get used to using an airbrush to see if you want to buy one. Or see if you can get it for Christmas anyway. You got all your towel suits based. Mix that little bit of metallic medium into that other colour. Either mask and tape it off or don't bother. Give it all a big spray in that colour as your base main colour. Then do all your intermediate bits. And then let me know to come pick up my airbrush and compressor again. Although in fairness, it has been a bit warm to be using an airbrush. Kind of glad you had my airbrush today because I had to base these with a brush. And it was actually easier. Just today. Normally it would be easy. I wouldn't say that because it'd be easy with an airbrush. But while it's been like so warm like this, doing it without an airbrush is a little bit easier. Ooh, we have nice shiny bits. Still not used that yet. We need metal in there. Metal across the front. Just to catch these bolters. And essentially the barrels for the bolters. So it's just going to be a little bit of a shine there. And that is Chaplin on a bike, pretty much done for tabletop standards. You can go further than this if you want to. Extra washes, highlighting layers, etc. I'm just getting up to tabletop standard. Once I've got that good, and then I can start trying to do other things and fancy things, but not until I'm actually good enough to at least get basics down, really. This is the main thing I concentrate on, is making sure I get the basics right. You can do all the fancy stuff you want. You can practice all the fancy techniques you want. But if you can't get paint onto a model in the basic way, no point learning the fancy techniques, because you can't paint in the first place. Learn the actual techniques of putting paint on your brush and then getting it onto the model. It's ridiculously overlooked how important that is. No, that's not brown. That's right, and flesh shade. I've kept certain colours out because I want to do the cats with them. And it's the XV88, which is going to be the cat colour, but I'm going to use it here as well. Oh, since I've just spotted this one, do I want... Is that XV88? No, that's Xandri Dust. Xandri Dust or XV88? Not sure. I think I'll go with Xandri Dust just because I don't want to waste the XV88. Ooh, listen to that sloppiness. Lovely. This is just for gun holsters. So in the case of this guy, it's for this bit here. So there we go. One gun holster on him. I don't think he has one. No, this dude doesn't have one. Why would he need a gun holster? He's got 2 big bloody guns on the front of his bike. What I can do, seeing as I'm using Xandri Dust, just come over and quickly dry brush over the base. Because he's actually got a textured base. Just get a little bit of colour on that for now. That way I don't have to glue and tea leaf the base because it's already been done. Now this is where I wish I knew how to use MIG pigments. And I could put a nice dusty layer underneath without having to try and do it this way. On the other hand, I'm going to have to try and do it this way, which is dry brushing. My favourite technique in the whole wide world. Just get some of that dust kicked up underneath. And a little bit on his bottom of his shoes, or the bottom of his feet. And now we have Dusty. Do I have any plans for Angron's base? That's a good question, Liam. Oh, right. Now I have. Calm. See all this section. I want to fill it with skulls. So now I've got an idea. Liam, because Calm has just agreed to print off a load of skulls for me. Because if he didn't agree to it, he wouldn't have mentioned it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all this in like bright yellow. And then I'm going to glue the skulls down on it. And then I'm going to spray them white. And then I'm going to dry brush. Like, I'm just going to dry brush over it in like, start with orange, then red, then black. And try and make all these skulls glow. Right. Chaplains, pretty much done. In fact, no, chaplains I'm calling done. Dun 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 dun. Francois, hello, hello, welcome in. How's the magic been going? Right, so white or ivory, white or ivory, white or ivory, ivory, because I've not got as much white left. Although going off this, I'm running out of bloody ivory as well. It's gonna be a trip into Manchester soon. A trip into Manchester soon. Get the biggish brush. Not biggest, but biggish. So yeah, I can. So now I'm just going to paint all that into a nice light colour. So that the yellow will go over it a bit easier. And try and make sure I get into everywhere. So this is just for the base. And I would like to now cover it in skulls. And then go for something like I did with Lazarus. Try and do a hot base. It's the only time I've ever tried it. And it came out alright. Ish. Obviously I can't spray this bloody thing. Even if I had my airbrush here because of the amount I've painted in it. That would make it rather awkward to try and mask all the model off. Thank you very much, Cal. Thank you very much. Should only take about 400 or 500 skulls. Shouldn't take that many. And depending how many you can load up on a print bed at once, you might be able to do it in a day. So let's brighten this base up now that I've made a decision for it. Because I've got a lot of painting to do on it before the skull's gone. Ooh, that does look alright actually. I've just caught his tail. His tail's looking quite nice. Certainly what I was looking for anyway. Just got to go over all the spiny stuff now. Paint all the skulls in ivory. Put all the skulls in ivory. All the skulls that I can see with ivory for me. Dum, 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 dum. What? Da, 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 dum, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I am literally just painting all the bottom of the base at the minute. If you're wondering why, it is because Liam asked what I was doing with the base and Angron, and I made a decision. As are my usual decisions, they're quite snap decisions. I don't plan too far ahead. I find I creatively flow better when I'm not under specific deadlines and stuff, which is why I need to go back and have another look at Calm's army of Necrons, because I was under pressure for that. I had to get them done. But now that I've got other techniques up my sleeve since I last did them, I can go back and have another crack. Lots of painting in the gaps. Lots of painting in the gaps. What are you laughing at? I do need to have another look at your Necrons. I don't like planning. I had to plan your Necrons. And I was on a limited time scale. It's not like I can just sit here and do it as I wish with my own models. But if I need a model done quickly up to scratch, I can just paint the damn thing. Because I know I can get a model painted relatively quickly if I'm not streaming, because my attention isn't split. Right, there we go. So that's ready for skulls to be painted in. To go yellow, then get skulls painted on. Just brighten up any of the edges where I'm going to want overshadow or shadows and glows. Particularly down at the bottom. So yes, that is what I'm going to do with Angron. I'm going to be painting lots of skulls, and I'm going to try and make it fiery, orangey, yellow, and red. And hot. He's looking a lot better now, isn't he? He's looking a lot better now that I've put washes on him and a bit of a dry brush. I've got a lot of cleanup to go do, I'm not going to lie. There's lots of cleanup I need to do on this rubber. No, not a paint pot over there. That's going to take some proper soap to get out. Okay. Where am I up to? Well, my 2 chaplains are done. But I have spotted little bits that need doing on other models. So just bear with us a second. So I've just noticed a couple of things that need doing on Angron that haven't been done yet. That I thought I had. But apparently I hadn't. Which is the back spike of his axe is actually silver. Get into cleaning the rig. No worries, man. The rig needs cleaning. Otherwise it goes all horrible. I have alcohol to clean my packs. Atomizer. See, I forgot his crotch strap. Which I just remembered now. But I do not have Agrox Earth Shades on, so I can't do that properly. So yeah, slowly but surely, Angry Ron, or Anger Ron, is getting there. Like a few people, I'm assuming you've seen the pictures that I'm trying to copy. I've not quite got it right, but it's close. It's close. Much closer than I thought I was going to get. So now, what do I need? I need a little bit of grey. And that should be, is that Skaven Blight Edge? And Dawnstone. And yeah, all 3 greys. All 3! Give them all a shake. Oh yes, the smoke, that's why I need this one. So we actually start in reverse order. We start with a light grey first. And then we build up into the darker greys. Clean off as much of this ivory paint as I can. High CPU usage detected a few seconds ago. I always get high CPU usage. Do you know why that is? Because my CPU isn't supposed to be doing this. Not at this level anyway. If we drop everything down to 720, I don't get that as much. So I'm going to use a small dry brush, and I'm going to use the same brush to do it all the smoke bit underneath his foot. So this little smoky section down here. That one there, see all underneath? He's going to be painting in from light to dark, slowly but surely. So rub all the light one off. I don't want any more of the light, or as very little of the light as I can. And then I go for Dawnstone. And we try drying that a little bit quicker, because obviously when I want it to dry quick, it doesn't. And when I want it to be there for a while, it dries damn near instantly. It's how it works, people. It's how it works. Whatever you want it to do, it doesn't, and whatever you don't. So it'll just do whatever you don't want it to do instead. I want some of Joey's pizza. Unless he's got pineapple on it, in which case, no. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. Twisted and Joey seeing who can hit the clouds first. Just so you know, you're both going to lose because I'm going to do it in about half an hour. And a little bit of Skaven Black Dirge, just as a darker shade. See how it's slowly getting darker from the light to the dark, then to the really dark. I don't want a lot of that on there. I just want a little bit on to add some gradient in it. And then again, I've got to go looking for no Nile is in that cupboard somewhere. I know it is. So I'm going to have to find no Nile. I'm definitely going to have to go find the no Nile. There we go. We have 2 chaplains. 2 characters in a night. That's good for me. Normally we only get 1 character in a night. But I now realise I'm sat there looking at 3 freaking librarians. That is a very great hand. It's what I will always use though for when it comes to using dry brushes and getting the paint off. I will use the back of my hand better than rather than a piece of card. The card will absorb more of the water, whereas my hand takes the paint off along with the water, so it ends up as a better quality dry brush. So I end up with bits of browns, ivories, greys, blacks, all sorts of colours. In fact, I shall do them while I can do them quickly just to get a bit of colour in them, can't I? This is when we went with a very, very ivory hand as well now. And yes, it does take a bit of scrubbing to get all these layers of paint off. But let's give him a going over, shall we? Just so that on Thursday we know who we're doing. And we've got quite a lot of the sections done, or at least prepped already. Too wet. Brush is too wet. Brush was way too wet then. Now it's not as wet, but the paint's going on better. So then we end up with I have the hand of Vecna. I am missing the eye. And then this mortal world will be mine. And this is why I should not be running for Parliament or be in any kind of position of power. There we go. We have 1 librarian primed up and ready for Thursday. And we get the next librarian. Now I do want him brighter, because I'm going to be using contrast green, actual contrast, not army paint or speed paint or anything daft like that. I'm actually going to be using contrast with this one if I can actually find my green. If not, I'll have to use a brown, which is fine. But I did green on my last one, so just to keep it kind of uniform. The sun is rising in Australia. Which means I've only got a few hours left before it rises over here. I'll probably be asleep. I usually am. So then we have a Phobos librarian ready. We have a standard librarian ready for Thursday, and I've just got a dry brush, the Terminator librarian, so he's ready for Thursday, and then we're all done for today anyway. Terminator librarian, Terminator librarian. I have far too many librarians. I have about 6 librarians, about 7 chaplains. I have too many characters. Does mean I can run the librarian conclave though, very easily. I have more than enough librarians to do that, which is a good thing if you look in the new editions, because you are trying to be running more than one detachment at a time. Yeah, I definitely don't want our MPs having the hand, eye, or anything of Vecnus. Or if we do, we want a good cleric at a high level so he doesn't have to roll and he can get his divine intervention. Thank you very much, Liam. Thank you very much. It is. I do try to make this a nice, calm place if I can, mainly because this is me having therapy. You are all my therapists. that's reassuring, isn't it? Commissar. I used to feel Commissar training squad. I wouldn't want to be a part of one of them. These nasty buggers is them commissars. So we have 3 librarians ready for Thursday, 2 chaplains done for today, an angry run that I'm waiting for skulls for now, and I believe that will be the end of tonight's stream. I know it's only been about 2.5 hours. Hopefully I get a bit longer on Thursday because I've got 3 models to do rather than 2, and I don't have to go anywhere, which is, some people think, well, bloody hell, have you got to go at midnight? Yeah, I do sometimes have to go places at midnight. It's odd, I know. But thank you very much for everybody who's come to see me. Liam, if you've not already hit that subscribe bell, mate. It's Mondays and Thursdays. So you've started 2.5 hours ago. Whatever time it is for you, knock it back 2.5 hours, and that's about what time I start. But if you put the notification bell on, it should let you know when I go live. Until then, though, everybody please enjoy the rest of your days if it's just starting, your evening if that's just starting, or have a good night if you're going to bed. And I shall see you all on Thursday. Drive safe. And where's that thingy box gone? There it is.